Hey everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I have an original book tag for you, and that is the Russian Lit Party tag. This started as an inside joke with my friends Christy from Christy Lewis, Dostoevsky in Space, and Kate from the Literary Apothecary, because we are buddy reading a Russian classic right now and it is the best time. So these two ladies are also doing this tag, and I will link their videos down below. Please go check them out. It is going to be so much fun. So let's just jump right in. Number 1, what is your favorite classic? And I have a few answers for this because it's hard to pick just one, you know? So I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell, and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. All of these feature strong female protagonists, and I just love them all so much. So much. Number 2, Tolstoy, a character or book with a tragic story or a book that made you cry. And this is another one of my top 10 favorite books, and that is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I love this book so much. I read it for the first time as a teenager, and I had depression, but at the time I didn't realize that that's what it was. I identified with Anna so much. Not necessarily her situation, but the feelings she was going through and just that feeling of I just want to give up. And I really loved just the story, and it's so beautiful. And the first time I read this, I did cry. And Anna does go through some very tragic things. So definitely read this. Number 3 is Gogol, a comedic book or character. And for that I chose Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. I love Anne so much, and she is so dramatic and wonderful. I still quote things from this book, like I'm in the depths of despair, or I'm in a graveyard of buried hopes. And I've read this 20 or 30 times, and I still laugh out loud at Anne Shirley. Number 4, Dostoevsky, a book with great character development. And at the risk of being repetitive, I'm going to go with Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky writes such wonderful characters, and even though the main character in this book is an axe murderer, I feel like Dostoevsky wrote this in a way that we really get into Raskolnikov's mind, and we're learning why he committed this murder, and it's so good. It reads kind of like a psychological thriller, and we really get to learn his motivations and why he does stuff, and by the end of it, I just really feel like I knew these characters so well. Number 5 is Chekov, a novella or short story. And for that I chose The Haunting of Tramcar 015 by P. Jelly Clark. I love his Master of Jinn universe, and it's set in an alternative historical Cairo. But some of the characters in this book are so funny and sarcastic, and I love the world he's created and the magic system. And I really just feel like it's just a fun mystery. So I highly recommend. Number 6 is Pasternak, Love Story or Relationship. I went with Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Jamie and Claire's relationship is probably one of my top 3 literary relationships. I absolutely adore it. And I love that as their story goes on, they grow together and they just love each other even more. And I love that we get to see them fight and just have a realistic relationship. And it wasn't insta-love. It felt very natural how their love grew. It's just so good. So good. Number 7 is Pushkin, who is a polyglot with a gift for languages. List a translated work. And for that, I'm going with Jamelia by Chingiz Aitmatov. He was an author from Kyrgyzstan. Jamelia is a love story, but not quite the stereotypical love story. Not only do we follow the romantic relationship, but we really see how their relationship affects their community and the people around them, and how they're both from places that don't want them to be together. And this is one of those books where it's not very long. I think I read it in one sitting, but it still sticks with me and I still think about it. And I would definitely reread it. Number 8, Letters from Russia, a nonfiction book. So for this one, I'm going to go with Mom and Me and Mom by Maya Angelou. I read it a couple years ago, and I actually got my mom to read it as well, and my mom is not really a big reader, and we both really enjoyed it. It is a memoir about her relationship with her mother. I found it to be so well written and very impactful, and so many things in that book, even if I couldn't relate to the situation, I feel like I could understand her feelings and her actions. I just thought it was a really beautiful book. It's just so lovely. Number 9. If you could have coffee with any author, who would it be and why? I decided to go with Elizabeth Gaskell. She is kind of my new obsession. I read 2 of her books this year, North and South and Wives and Daughters, and I fell head over heels in love with them. Elizabeth Gaskell also was good friends with Charlotte Bronte. She wrote a biography about her. So I think she would just be a really fascinating person to talk to. And she does have some really great funny moments in her stories. So I feel like she would also be a lot of fun to talk to. And it would be so awesome to actually have coffee with her. Number 10, tag some friends. So I'm going to tag Ariel from a couple books, Christina from Knitting Books, etc., Sharon from Sharon Dwyer, Evie from She Was Only Evie, and Leslie from The Nerdy Narrative. Because I want to see all your answers for this tag, and I want everybody to join the Russian Lit Party. So, have you read any of these books, or what are some of your answers? Please let me know down below. If you've stayed this long but you don't have anything to add, drop your favorite emoji down below. As always, if you liked this video, make sure to click the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.